I'm an artist with 5+ years of experience in art and design, and I'm going to share with you the warm-up method that many skilled artists use to level up their illustration. By the end of this video, you'll be able to draw with more confidence for both the character and other elements of your artwork. The first thing that you need to do is create a blank canvas and start sketching out the character you're about to draw. I normally draw a few portraits of the character in various styles of mine, but watch until later in the video to find out why. Anyway, after that, you should sketch out some different poses to experiment with. Stay tuned until later for some tips on doing that as well. Now here's why you should draw your character in more than one style to warm up. As you experiment with the character in other styles, whether slightly or completely different from your own, you'll begin to gain greater self-assurance when you end up drawing the character in the full illustration. This is because as you repeatedly practice drawing a specific character, they will be more familiar to you, like muscle memory. You'll automatically feel more comfortable drawing that character because you've done it so many times before, and drawing them in more than one style will create even more of a sense of comfort with drawing them in different angles and poses. Later we'll talk about how you can also do this with other elements that you plan to put into your illustration, but for now I'm going to list a few tips and tricks for sketching poses and which kinds of poses you should be practicing. The first tip is for you to consider the character's story, if they have one. I understand that a lot of times they don't. But this is because certain hobbies or personality traits can affect the pose. For example, if they are a shy person, you'll rarely see them making an extremely confident pose. And if they happen to play an instrument, you can draw the pose as something related to that. Another tip is to use reference photos if you aren't sure what poses you should draw. A good platform for that is Pinterest. And the last tip I'm going to give you is this. You don't have to make the pose related at all to the illustration you're going to draw after, but it helps if you do. Doing that will also increase your confidence in drawing during the illustration stage, which is one of the outcomes of this guide that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But wait, can you only use this method before you draw, or can you also use it while in the middle of the illustration? I'll answer that question at the end of the video. For now, I'm going to tell you how you can add elements of the illustration other than the character. You can choose an item from the background that you know you're not the best at drawing, or you can also choose to sketch out an animal featured in it as well. Now for practicing objects, I highly recommend that you use references. I don't know about you, but I think objects are one of the things that are heavily distorted in people's mental images of them. This doesn't happen to everyone, but not using a real-life example will risk not drawing the object correctly in the final piece. And finally, I'm going to tell you whether or not it's okay to use this method in the middle of the drawing as well as in the beginning. The answer is yes. You can definitely do this at all stages of your illustration. For instance, sometimes you might be struggling to draw an animal or object that you either chose to add in the last minute or didn't anticipate it being a problem. When that happens, I 100% recommend that you find some photos of the item you're having trouble with, and make some sketches to get familiar with it. If you choose to do that, you'll find the process of drawing it in the artwork a whole lot easier, and I'm speaking from experience. After following this warm-up method, here's what I was able to create. I feel like I was better able to execute the story that I had in mind, and in the end I think I enjoyed drawing this more than I usually do. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and try out this warm-up method. And now that you've learned about the perfect warm-up method, watch this video to figure out which art style works best for your illustrations.